Alright, so for the entirety of 2020, that's last year, I used this AIO liquid cooler in my main gaming PC. This is the Kraken X63 from NZXT, and it very quickly became my favorite AIO liquid cooler. Not only because of the performance, but because of the lighting effect that it has on top, the Infinity Mirror RGB, as well as a Hue RGB controller inside it. So I don't have to buy extra accessories to use my fans and my LED strips. Basically, this one cooler was enough to run my whole PC. But I also wondered, what is the next step? What is the future? What can make my favorite AIO cooler even better? And NZXT seems to have an answer. And this is NZXT's answer. So gamers, I present to you the Kraken Z63.
Time stood still when I saw you.
Intro out of the way, let's talk about the Kraken Z63, starting off with what comes in the box. So you're gonna get your fans, and more on them in a second, but you're also gonna get a user manual, all the screws, the mounting hardware, Intel as well as AMD brackets. So you're basically covered. You'll get everything that's needed. You'll get the USB cable and also the RGB breakout cable to use the Hue controller that's built into the Kraken Z63, which will help you run all other NZXT accessories in your PC and connect them to CAM. And there is also a 3-in-1 fan splitter also included in that cable. So that's that. Now talking about fans, these 140mm or 120mm fans, whichever you get, these are NZXT's Air P fans, and these are static pressure fans. They use their signature fluid dynamic bearing technology, and in my opinion, for being included in the box for free, you're not paying anything extra, they come in the $250 package. They're the best, or if not the best, pre-included fans in any AIO cooler. Now, you can buy really nice Noctua fans or Corsair fans, or even NZXT ones for that matter, but these are pre-included, and their acoustic performance as well as airflow performance is absolutely amazing. They make very less noise, and even at their max RPM, they're barely noticeable. And the airflow that they create, or air pressure as I should say in NZXT's terminology, they're really nice. I just wanted to appreciate them, take a second and let you guys know. But with that being said, moving on from the inbox accessories to the Kraken Z63 itself and talking about its specifications and hardware, and this is going to be universal for all X3 series as well as Z3 series coolers. They use Asetek's Gen 7 pump, which promises 30% quieter performance and just overall better cooling performance. Now, how much is that 30% quieter performance? 2 to 2.5 dB, so in terms of decibels. And talking about build quality and materials, the tubing this time around is reinforced and it is 400 millimeters. It's braided, it's really nice quality, and the radiator is made out of aluminum and it's 27 millimeters thick. And me just spelling out those numbers might not mean a lot to you. So talking about real life performance in terms of acoustics as well as cooling performance, I think NZXT, pumps as well as fans don't make that much noise anyway. I've been using them since their, X2 generation. I have a X72, I've used the X63, the Kraken M22. They don't make so much noise anyway. And let's say you have the side panel on, if you're playing games with headphones on or a ceiling fan is on, it's barely noticeable even under full speed. Even at higher RPMs, the fans and the pumps don't make a lot of noise. But let's say you're working in an audio sensitive space, a sound sensitive space, you're recording vocals or music, or you're doing live streaming or something like that, I'd say put the PC on the silent configuration or set up like a custom fan curve where you're getting the best acoustic performance. But trust me, the fans and the pumps are not annoying, they don't make a lot of sound. They're pretty quiet, and acoustically, again, they've done a really nice job, and I give kudos to NZXT for this kind of quality. Now talking about cooling performance, I would suggest the Z series as well as the X3 series for Ryzen 9, Ryzen 7, i7 as well as i9 processors. It does support Threadripper, and you can use it with the included CPU mounting bracket, and it will keep your CPUs cool under overclocking conditions, under high load conditions, medium load conditions, and it'll keep your CPU stable. And what I mean by that is it's not liquid nitrogen. It's not going to bring your CPU from like 40 degrees to 20 degrees. It might bring it to like 30 or 35, but it's going to keep it there for as long as possible, maybe an hour or something. So you can keep on working, keep on editing, gaming, live streaming, whatever it is that you do, and this will do its job and trying to keep the CPU stable, so it doesn't throttle and you don't lose performance, you don't lose clock speed. So that's that. I tested this cooler with my Ryzen 5 1500X. It's a quad-core CPU from the first generation of Ryzen. It's not very optimized. It does produce a lot of heat, and in a Prime 95 stress test condition, that is 100% load on all cores, and the CPU never went above 47 degrees Celsius. And on idle, I'm getting 29 to 34. That's just hovering around depending upon what I'm doing. If you're doing light tasks, that's the kind of temperatures you should expect. But let's say you overclock, or you're putting your PC under high load, playing games on 4K, or live streaming, or doing video editing while rendering, you might see a temperature jump. But don't worry about it. This is pretty much capable of keeping your CPU under a really nice stable temperature. Is this going to beat a custom loop that you created? Maybe not, but does your custom loop have a LCD display? Does it work with NZXT Cam? No, so that's that. Now talking about NZXT Cam, talking about the software that makes it all possible, it's come a long way. So the latest update that I saw was 4.18, and this gets updated very frequently, guys. And NZXT software team is actually putting a lot of effort and working really hard to improve Cam, refine the bugs, brush them out. And Cam, in a nutshell, if you don't know what it is, it's a piece of software for everything, for monitoring, customizing, overclocking, checking your system specifications. It will show you everything. You can customize the lighting, the fan speeds, set up custom fan curves, overclock, see your system information, see which apps are taking up a lot of power. And if you have compatible NZXT accessories like a power supply, or also the coolers, as I said, if you have a USB hub, everything will show up there. And in the future, when NZXT does release their audio line, you will be able to control that as well using NZXT Cam. And yes, it's really nice in my opinion. Now talking about the LCD display, Cam is a big part of that LCD display. Now, in terms of quality, the LCD display is really nice. It's big enough, it gets plenty bright, colors are nice, and it's sharp enough. You're not going to be pixel peeping. If you do that, yes, you might see the individual pixels, but this is most probably going to be behind that clear tempered glass side panel, and it's going to be far away from you. You're going to be looking at the monitor, and this might be towards the side. If you look at it that way, it's really nice quality, and you can change the brightness of the display itself. And for now, to fill that display, you have two options. You have radial fill as well as full fill. Radial fill is something like this, where you have like a speedometer kind of thing, a level, and then you have the information. The full fill will have a background color of your choice or a gradient. I'd say stick to simple colors just so it doesn't look really confusing. And in terms of what you can put on that display and what it's going to show up, you have a lot of options. So you can choose between CPU temperature, GPU temperature, the liquid inside those tubes, the temperature of that, the CPU load, the GPU load, CPU clock speed, GPU clock speed, and then you also have a carousel effect where you can pick 5 of the above mentioned effects, and it'll cycle through it at a custom duration that you will set. It can be 5 seconds to 30 seconds. And it'll show the CPU temperature for 5 seconds and then go to the GPU temperature and then just keep cycling through it. And let's say you're feeling very nostalgic, you want some effects that are in the X3 series. There is a Tai Chi effect, and there's also a spectrum wave, which is NZXT's signature effect. Now there's no lights inside here, there is no infinity mirror, it's just being rendered graphically, but it still looks good. And I feel NZXT has done a really good job in terms of the display, the quality, and the integration it has with Cam. So that's that. And the most fun thing that you can do on the display is put up GIFs. So you can go to a popular website like Giphy.com, search up the most popular GIFs. If you like something, download it, put it on your desktop or wherever you have space in your PC, open up Cam, go to the GIF, and just upload it. You can set up your desired crop, and in under 5 seconds, you'll have it uploaded. That's the convenience. It saves you time, and it's pretty intuitive, it's fast. Alright, so conclusion time. Should you get the Kraken Z series of coolers? Alright, so conclusion time. Should you get the Kraken Z series of coolers? In my opinion, yes. This Kraken Z63 costs $250, and in India, it'll cost you under 25,000, that's including GST. And yes, if you get the Z53, it's going to be cheaper. If you get the Z73, it's going to be a little more expensive, and pricing may vary depending upon the region that you live in. But should you get it? Is it worth that kind of money? And in my opinion, it's a yes. It's a big fat thumbs up from my side. I totally recommend it because they're striking a really good balance between aesthetics and performance. It's not just all looks or all performance. There's a sweet little balance, sweet spot there in terms of the Z series coolers. The LCD display is really nice quality. The software experience is good. You can customize it the way you want. And the cooling performance, the acoustic performance, the build quality, everything is done really nicely. And overall, it makes for a really good user experience. It is convenient and saves time. And let's say something goes wrong, you can always reach out to NZXT and they'll help you out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's been it. And let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about the Kraken Z series? What would you put on that screen if you had this cooler? Are you gonna buy one? What liquid cooler do you use? And all of that, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be there replying to you guys. Go ahead and like this video. And let's say you don't have that kind of money or you just don't want the LCD display, you can always opt for NZXT's Kraken X3 series of coolers. And if you're wondering why there's no RGB fans on there, they did launch a refresh, the Kraken X3 RGB. So you can get this X63 with RGB fans, pay a little extra. And if you believe my word, there will most probably be a Kraken Z series RGB refresh in the future as well. So that's that. And they might do some other cool stuff, which I may or may not be allowed to talk about, but that's that, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was fun and I hope it was helpful. If you found it entertaining, go ahead and like this video and also let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about the Z series of coolers, the X3 series of coolers? What do you think about the display? Do you like the implementation? What would you put on there? What cooler are you using? All of that in the comments down below. Let me know what do you like about this video. And subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. We upload technology related, PC related content pretty regularly on here. So that's that. And my name has been Yusuf. You guys have been awesome. Stay awesome, keep smiling, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.